Welcome to a new episode of Plots We Have at Home, where we come up with the most unhinged story prompts this side of the Atlantic and let ChatGPT do the hard work and make sense of it.
Or not. We read the stories out loud for you, and it's always the first time for both of us hearing them, so you get our unfiltered reactions.
I'm Danny.
And I'm John.
And let's dive right into our first story of the day.
Okay, the first story of today is called Scrubs and Secrets. Chapter 1. The Curious Case. There's multiple chapters this time around.
I did not ask for that.
Can't. Chris Turk, skilled surgeon from Sacred Heart Hospital, has been feeling uneasy lately. Doubts began to creep into his mind, questioning his faithfulness of his partner, John Dorian, also known as JD. Turk couldn't shake off the nagging suspicions that JD might be cheating on him. Desperate for answers, Turk decided to seek help from a renowned team of private investigators, Ingo Lenßen and his partners from the German TV show Lenßen and Partners. I love it. I was so hoping for him to make an appearance sooner or later. Turk nervously sat across from Ingo Lenßen, who was known for his sharp instincts and no-nonsense approach. And also his enormous mustache.
I mean,
Mostly that. Mr. Lenßen, I need your help. I suspect my partner JD might be cheating on me. I need to know the truth, Turk confessed, his voice filled with worry. Ingo Lenßen leaned forward, his piercing gaze fixed on Turk. Mr. Turk, rest assured, we will get to the bottom of this. My team is highly skilled, and we leave no stone unturned. But remember, sometimes the truth can be painful.
We leave no stone unturned, Link. Oh my god, that sounds like such a German phrase just translated into English.
I mean, it is a very English phrase too.
Apparently.
It's just also
yeah, but
works
it's just,
so well.
I know, it just sounds so weird. Okay, cool.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
at
sorry.
chapter 2 now.
Chapter 2. The Stakeout. Ingo Lenßen and his team took the case and set up a stakeout outside JD's apartment. They meticulously observed JD's activities, hoping to catch him in the act. After a few days of surveillance, their suspicions were confirmed. JD was indeed meeting another man. Ingo Lenßen called Turk to deliver the news. Mr. Turk, I regret to inform you that our surveillance has revealed JD meeting another man outside of his apartment. It appears your suspicions were warranted.
Outside of his apartment? How deeply suspicious?
I mean, I guess he needs to meet him outside of his apartment to get him into his apartment or something?
I don't know, man.
Fuck do I know? Turk's heart sank as he heard the confirmation of his fears. Thank you for your work, Mr. Lenßen. I appreciate your honesty, he replied, his voice laced with disappointment. Chapter 3. Unveiling Dark Secrets. Can't. Why am I doing this to myself? Ingo Lenßen couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this case than meets the eye. He sensed a deeper secret lurking beneath the surface. Determined to uncover the truth, Lenßen set his best investigator, Christian Storm.
Christian Storm.
Christian
It's a very German name.
I'm trying to act here.
I want you to be
Yeah.
like true to it.
I'm sorry.
I have
Let
to
me- let me-
Google that name specifically, okay?
That's fair. Let me go right back to the top.
From the top, people.
Ingo Lenßen couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this case than meets the eye. He sensed a deeper secret lurking beneath the surface. Determined to uncover the truth, Lenßen sent his best investigator, Christian Storm, back to JD's apartment for further investigation. Christian Storm skillfully gathered evidence, uncovering a series of mysterious activities linked to JD that we won't get into the details of.
Wait, it's...
He stumbled upon hidden documents, coded messages, and encrypted files. As he delved deeper into JD's secret life, Storm realized that this case was far more complex than a simple act of infidelity. Chapter 4. The Unexpected Turn. How mmany chapters are there?
No idea!
And why is each like 2 sentences long?
My thoughts exactly.
The drama. Before Christian Storm could report his findings to Ingo Lenßen and Turk, the case took an unexpected turn. Once again. Or still, I don't know. One evening, as Storm prepared to leave JD's apartment, he's going there like multiple evenings.
Inside of the... He's
hanging
the
out
man.
there.
I don't even know.
I'm not asking. One evening, as Storm prepared to leave... Storm prepared to leave JD's apartment, he received a call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end was shaky and filled with urgency. Christian Storm, listen carefully, the mysterious caller whispered. JD's secret is far more dangerous than you could ever imagine. He's involved in something sinister, something that could put countless lives at risk. You need to get out of there now. Startled, Storm quickly exited the apartment, his mind racing with questions and newfound concerns. Who was the caller? Can't when I get myself with that shit. Who was the caller? And what did they know about JD's secret? And what was JD involved in that could have such dire consequences? And
what is JD's secret?
We won't get into that. I'm fairly sure that we won't. Chapter 5. The Cliffhanger. Because of course it is. Christian Storm returned to Ingo Lenßen's office. A mix of fear and determination etched across his face. He shared the details of his discovery and the mysterious call he had received. Ingo Lenßen, realizing the gravity of the situation, made a decision. Christian, we can't ignore this. JD's secret must be exposed. Lives are at stake.
Presumably.
Lenßen said firmly, his eyes fixed on Storm. We will dig deeper, uncover the truth, and ensure justice prevails. As they prepared to delve deeper into the mysterious case, the phone rang, interrupting their conversation. Ingo Lenßen picked it up and listened intently, his expression changing from curiosity to shock. Hello? Yes, this is Ingo Lenßen speaking, he said, his voice trembling. After a moment of silence, Lenzen's eyes widened and his grip on the phone tightened. The cliffhanger ending... No! Not again! Why are you doing that? The cliffhanger ending leaves us wondering what shocking news Ingo Lenßen received. What new twist awaits Turk and the investigators? Will JD's secret be exposed? And can they prevent the impending danger? Only time will tell, and the mystery unfolds in the next thrilling chapter. What? No. I hate it when it does it. I was so getting into the story by this point. Like, the build-up was there, the characters were there. I was like, yeah, this is like some real investigative
What?
I don't even fucking know. But then it just does its thing, and ChatGPT decides that if you want a cliffhanger, you get your cliffhanger yourself. It will only tell you that there is one.
That is so
and that's it.
I mean, yes, I obviously told ChatGPT to end the story on a cliffhanger.
It sure did.
It actually would have been a fairly decent cliffhanger with Lenzen's eyes widened and his grip on the phone tightened.
Right? It could have just stopped there, but it couldn't. It needed to type it out specifically.
It just killed me. I was very... Okay, so I was very indifferent at the beginning because it was just kind of lame. Then it got fairly interesting with the whole dark secret thing.
Yeah, right? Lives being at stake.
And then that. Yeah.
I know. I really like the build-up, really, with the even with the weird chapters that it threw in.
I did not ask for the chapters. It just did the chapter. I have no idea.
I think it just did the chapters to be able to tell you that the cliffhanger will be in the next chapter, even though chapter 5 is called the cliffhanger, but don't even. Yeah, even like the weird chapter structure kind of worked. It had like this like day by day kind of flow, and you get drawn deeper into the investigation. Christian Storm uncovering all the, the important information. Even with the weird caller that we don't even get to know who that was. That's a new one. We haven't had that one before, I feel like.
That's
and
true.
then it just trails off and be like, yeah. And then the cliffhanger happens. Was kind of disappointing. It was such a solid beginning to the end that it got us.
I might have given it too few details because I actually really didn't give a lot of detail.
Okay.
I just said, okay, so Turk's hiring them because he thinks JD is cheating, and then they see him with another man. That is also all I said. It's like that, and they give him the news that they see him with another man, which does not necessarily mean that he's cheating. It could also just be tied to the dark secret, because then Ingo Lenßen feels like there's more to this, so he sends his best investigator, Christian Storm, and they find out JD has a dark secret. Which apparently is very dark, because lives are at stake, and...
I mean, he is a doctor, so who knows? Maybe his dark secret could be him drinking secretly, and therefore risking lives.
It feels more like he's like selling organs or something like that. Like seriously, are harvesting organs from people.
It's just like casually human trafficking on the side.
It feels like that because there's like encrypted files and coded messages and all of that.
But the encrypted files you also stumble upon in his apartment.
Where he's just hanging out.
Yeah, Christian Storm is just like Airbnb-ing the fucking home of this guy. I don't know what's happening there. But maybe he's just that good an investigator that he just sticks there, even with JD being there.
No, it feels like he's coming and leaving, actually, but yes.
Who knows? Damn it. Now I really want to know his dark secret.
I kind of want to know too now. I don't know, not really feeling it. Maybe also because I was so worried that it wouldn't really get the whole Lenßen and partner thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it
kind of worked okay-ish.
It being like a detective show helps with it understanding the gist of what needs to happen, I think.
Yeah, no, it works out. I think it doesn't really understand what Lenßen and partner is.
Disclaim to the people at home that we today had a special idea to include some sort of German reality TV in the prompts of today's stories.
Shout out to Anneke for requesting this.
Yes, and shout out to Ingo Lenßen and his amazing mustache.
Yes. So, yeah, obviously, I was a little worried that ChatGPT wouldn't really be able to make the connection between the American show Scrubs, which it like perfectly like matched, and it mentioned the hospital, which I didn't mention, so that's always a sign for me that it understood the assignment. Yeah. And then obviously I said that's this German TV format, Lenßen and Partner, which also I think is not happening anymore. That's like it's a 2000 thing. I don't know. So I was a little worried about that.
Reruns.
And I think my worry made me feel like a little indifferent once I realized it kind of worked out. And then it was a little boring in the beginning because I was hoping that ChatGPT would throw in more detail. Even though I didn't provide detail.
It was really like focusing on the whole structure.
It was just going through the whole thing. Yeah. It's like, then this happened, then that happened, then this happened, and then he tells him that. And then when he got to like the dark secret part, it just really started to build up. I was like, okay, this kind of really gets me into this. I feel like we're now at the point in this German TV formats, especially these like reality TV investigator crime thingies, like scripted reality thingies. You always get like right before they were like half an hour an episode, and right before they would solve the case or like reveal the whole thing, there would be a commercial break.
Yes.
And I feel we're at this point now. Yes. We're right in like when the commercial break happens and we have no clue what's going on. And I wanted to have a cliffhanger, but now I regret my choices.
You got yourself with it. Congratulations, you played yourself.
I might just have opened up the opportunity for us for another special episode where we do second parts.
Yes. Let us know if that's something that you guys are interested in, because I think we definitely are.
I am very intrigued to find out about this. You gotta rate the episode.
True. I don't know. I think I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, like especially since I like the weird like Tarantino-esque chaptering of it.
Also, each
weirdly.
chapter had like 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, that also but that made it like a quick fire kind of situation that was really nice to read. And I liked the dynamics of everything. It made sense inherently and everything.
It's true.
And the cliffhanger definitely did the cliffhanger work. The only thing that would have been nice to get some more insight into maybe piecing together the cliffhanger for yourself, if we maybe got to know who the caller was, or got like a hint at who the caller
like
was.
Clues he finds about the secret, where it's like
exactly
patient files, or like at least give us like something that we can like
something to go off of.
Piece this whole thing together, because right now it could be
literally
everything
anything.
From he's a cannibal to he has a parking ticket he never paid for. I like at this point I don't know.
It's quite literally the whole range. So yeah, that would have been nice, but overall I think it was pretty fine, and I really like the mental image of of Turk and JD talking or sitting in the office with Ingo Lenßen and him being like very serious and trying to figure out what is going on with their respective lives.
Yeah. Also just Ingo Lenßen in a picture.
That probably does the most work.
We might find a picture that has Creative Commons that we can put on
just
Instagram.
Google Ingo Lenßen.
Yeah, also that.
If you don't know him.
The man, the mustache.
The legend.
Yes. All right. Let's move on, I guess. What the fuck? Story 2. Final dinner party mishaps. What does that say? Interior?
Yes.
Okay, this is a play. Interior, elegant dining room, night. The set of Das perfekte Dinner, that I actually knew that you were going to do that, because you said you needed 5 characters, yes.
Oh, okay.
And that's the only thing where I was like, you need 5 characters for that.
I need to fucking Google that.
Yeah. Okay. The set of Das perfekte Dinner is transformed into a beautifully decorated dining room with a long table set for 5 guests. The atmosphere is buzzing with anticipation as the final episode of the week begins. The camera pans across the room, focusing on each contestant in turn. Oh my goodness. Bernd das Brot, Gordon Ramsay, Professor Albus Dumbledore, Chewbacca, and Remy. I guess it's the rat from Ratatouille, just so that you know. Host. Voiceover. Will Bernd das Brot be able to handle the pressure of hosting the final dinner party of the week? And can our extraordinary guests impress each other with their culinary skills? I guess they should have done that already, actually. The door swings open and Bernd das Brot enters, looking slightly overwhelmed by the occasion. The guests greet him warmly, trying to ease his nerves. Bernd das Brot, whispering to himself, missed. Why did I agree to this? I'm just talking loaf of bread. This is so good. Missed. Gordon Ramsay, known for his fiery personality, leans in to offer some encouragement. No, the fuck he won't. That would be really funny with the sandwich thing that he says.
True. Didn't even think of that.
Gordon Ramsay. Come on, Bernd. You've got this. Show them what you're made of. Bread?
Yes, very much that.
Bernd das Brot musters a smile and takes his place at the head of the table. That's already so off character. There's no way this character can smile.
Yes, it's physically impossible.
It's physically impossible. Bernd das Brot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final dinner party of the week. Tonight, we have a truly eclectic mix of culinary talents, and I can't wait to taste what you've all prepared. The camera zooms in on each contestant, showcasing their menus. I think
You won't tell us what they are?
I also feel like ChatGPT didn't understand the format.
I'm fairly
Which
sure.
is okay. Professor
that's
Dumbledore.
the case too, but we'll
For
see
my-
what it makes it.
For my starter, I present to you a whimsical combination of enchanted mushrooms and dragon flame soup.
Okay.
Followed by a main course of phoenix roasted with a side of gillyweed salad. And for dessert, I offer you a delightful treacle tart with a hint of magic. Chewbacca roars.
It should have just been that period. Okay. In my case. My point.
We translate the Wookiee for you. My menu begins with a hearty Wookiee-style bantha steak, cooked to perfection. The main course is a traditional Kashyyykian roasted herbivore, accompanied by a spicy roshi tree root stew. To finish, a decadent starfruit parfait. That is so anticlimactic. The starfruit parfait. Remy, speaking in a French accent. Oh no. I hate you.
You don't have to do this.
I do. I have prepared a delicate ratatouille for my starter, followed by a succulent coq au vin with a side of Parisian potatoes, and to end the evening on a sweet note, a delectable crème brûlée.
I mean, it sounds like food for once.
It's fair. Gordon Ramsay. Tonight I'm offering a classic Gordon Ramsay experience. I'll yell at you. No, that's not what it says.
Just smack you in the face.
We'll start with a vibrant beetroot carpaccio, followed by a beautifully seared scallop with cauliflower puree. For the main course, I've prepared a mouth-watering beef Wellington with all the trimmings. And for dessert, a heavenly lemon tart.
With all the trimmings?
I don't even know. Bernd das Brot listens intently to each menu, his expression a mix of curiosity and concern. Well, these are some truly unique menus. And I can't wait to see how they translate into flavors. Let's begin the feast. The dinner progresses with animated conversation, laughter, and occasional clinks of glasses. Ding. Okay. Oh my god. Where am I? The camera cuts the shots of each dish being served and the guest reactions. Bernd das Brot takes small bites, his brow furrowing with concentration. Bernd das Brot, to himself, missed. This is more challenging than I thought. How do I critique a phoenix?
How does one?
This is the real question this fucking sent me.
Also, before you go on, I want to intervene here and be like, so fucked up that Dumbledore cooks a fucking phoenix when he has one as a pet.
Also, how do you cook a phoenix? Wouldn't it just like resurrect?
I guess you have to like do it low and slow so it doesn't.
Like the frog.
So it doesn't burst into flame and therefore resurrect.
Yeah, also that's so weird. Why would he, like, is that his pet phoenix? Also, the Dumbledores have a thing with phoenixes. Like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, probably.
Like a family thing, like a...
Oh, yeah, okay. Then that maybe makes some sense.
I don't know, they're not phoenix breeders. Whatever.
Phoenix cookers.
Okay, back to the story. As the final course is presented, the atmosphere becomes more intense. Bernd das Brot looks around, contemplating his words carefully. Well, it's time to score the final dishes and reveal the winner of the week. Let's start with Professor Dumbledore. Dumbledore and the others share their thoughts on the dishes, praising the unique flavors and presentation. Finally, the scores are announced. Oh my goodness, this is... In fourth place, with a total score of 27 out of 40 is Chewbacca. Chewbacca lets out a disappointed growl, but acknowledges the applause from the other contestants. Chewbacca would fucking rip everyone's arms out and beat them to death with it.
I mean, he also probably wouldn't take it as seriously as the rest of them because he's usually a pretty chill guy, but yes, he would.
But there's this whole thing where they played like this like
the
chess thing, yeah, and Han Solo tells Luke or like 3PO, other people also don't rip your arms out when they lose. So
true.
Okay, Bernd das Brot. In third place with a total score of 31 out of 40 is Professor Dumbledore. Dumbledore nods gracefully, acknowledging the applause and congratulating the remaining contestants, and also granting 50 points to Gryffindor for him being in third place. What the fuck? Bernd das Brot. Now it's down to our final 2 contestants. The runner-up with a total score of 34 out of 40 is Gordon Ramsay.
But wouldn't it be 3 contestants left?
No, I think that he's just the host. That's the whole thing is like mistaking.
Okay.
Let's get into that later. Gordon Ramsay smiles and applauds himself, showing good sportsmanship to himself. The tension builds as Bernd das Brot pauses for a moment before announcing the winner, which nobody at this point could possibly know. Bernd das Brot. And the winner of the week with a total score of 37 out of 40 is Remy. Remy's face lights up with joy as he receives applause and congratulations from the other contestants. Bernd das Brot joins in the applause! A genuine smile breaking through his earlier nervousness. Honestly, a note at this point, there's no way he cannot physically applaud.
There's no way he can physically applaud.
There's no way, comma, he cannot physically applaud.
Oh, yes, that.
Okay. Bernd das Brot. Well done, Remy. You've truly impressed us all with your culinary skills. I may be taking a loaf of bread.
Maybe you're
I'm
talking.
sorry. I was like, what's he taking? I may be a talking. Okay. Once more. Bernd das Brot. Well done, Remy. You've truly impressed us all with your culinary skills. I may be a talking loaf of bread, but even I can recognize a master chef when I see one. Missed. I wish I could cook like that. The camera pans out as the guests cheer and congratulate Remy, ending the final episode of the week on a high note. Fade out.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, first of all, I love it. It's really, really great. Also, the title doesn't make any sense, but that, whatever.
Yeah, what were the
there
mishaps?
There were no mishaps.
Yeah.
It's just fucking...
True.
Also, okay. Let's get to the whole thing first. The reality TV format here is Das perfekte Dinner, so the perfect dinner party, I guess, would probably be the translation for English. Where actually, and it really didn't get the format right, because...
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Because usually you have, like... That's a thing that would come, like, every evening of the weekdays. So Monday through to Friday, each day there would be one episode of this show. And there's 5 contestants, and each day of the week they would be at one of their places, and they would cook a dinner for the other contestants. So all 5 of them would have cooked in the end, but not on the same day, because it also doesn't make any sense, because they have to eat all of the food.
Yes. So my plan was for ChatGPT to set the whole thing at Bernd das Brot's house.
And he would be the final contestant.
The final host of the week, exactly.
And then also the others would probably just have like, or we would get like a recap of what they had done like on their respective days, I guess.
Yes.
So that's kind of like where it all went weirdly. Also because I think it would have been like the best part about this would have been seeing Bernd das Brot fucking trying to cook. Because
yes, I was so much hoping for that.
If you do not know Bernd das Brot,
first of all, what are you doing?
It first of all means you're not German, obviously, because that's like the most German thing. You might have seen it when people be like, so others have like these other countries have like these shows that represent like their culture, and what Germany has is a depressed loaf of bread with arms, and that is Bernd das Brot.
With hands, no arms.
It's true.
Which is the whole point.
That's the whole point. It's like literally, we will give you a picture of this, but you have to look it up. It's extremely depressed, extremely cynical, and it's on children's TV, but it's not fun for children. It's just funny for like adults. So that, first of all, because also he's always joking, or not joking, he's like majorly depressed, majorly cynical. He says missed, so basically like shit all the time. Yeah. That's like his catchphrase. And like bad things keep happening to him, and he's just like very, like, he's given up on everything actually at this point. He just wants to be by himself and not bother with anyone. And he's also always talking about how he cannot physically do things because he cannot do anything else in this. Yes. So him cooking, first of all, he's a loaf of bread. So that's also weird already. But like him cooking would have been the fun part about this. But also loved him as a host. Tried to give him his vibe.
I really enjoyed what you did with the different characters, especially the Bernd das Brot.
I decided after the first, I mean, in the very beginning, I didn't give him a German accent. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna give him a German accent and just make him as monotonous as I can.
To just get through it.
Yes. But so what a wild combination of characters. Fucking loved it. The menus they made, there's so much to discuss. I mean, we also started discussing during the story because it was right there, but like the whole cooking a phoenix thing for Dumbledore, which feels like it's something that he's basically not allowed to do as a Dumbledore. If you've seen Fantastic Beasts and all of that kind of
like
shit.
Anybody just cooking a cat, kinda.
No, but like cooking your service dog, actually, more like that.
Or that.
That has been like in your family for years. Also, the whole Chewbacca thing with like just the weird ass.
I was so much hoping that he would just do the roar and not say anything else.
Yes, that would have been very funny because he like there actually had like the text, obviously. And then Gordon Ramsay and the like beef Wellington with all the cuts or whatever, all the trimming.
Yeah, the trimmings, which sounds like not the stuff that you want in there because you trim it to not have it in the dish, right?
Yeah, I mean, he probably trimmed it out. I don't even know. Also, Gordon Ramsay was way too friendly.
Yeah. Like,
I know that he has these like two sides of him where he's like, sometimes he's like super sweet and like talking people up and like motivating them. But I wanted the angry Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I wanted that too.
I wanted what are you, an Indian sandwich Indian or image sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, I was hoping for something akin to that, especially in the competitive setting. Like, I'm not putting Gordon Ramsay in the whole troop here for him to be like, yeah, no, it was really nice, but I preferred the one from the fucking rat that cooked the ratatouille.
Also, they give each other scores. So everyone who's also in the contest scores the others. So there's always this like taste to it when they hand out their scores and also
and the pettiness.
I also would have loved that this like, because usually these contestants like are at, I don't know, let's say John is the contestant and we're all at his place. And while he prepares the second course, we would roam around his fucking place, go through his closet, like open every fucking door in his apartment, and then judge.
Yes.
I would have loved to see that also. But with this like Kika lounge, white, nothing there, other than
from
one
side of the screen to the next one,
tapestry or something, where he's like collecting these weird kinds of things, and everyone's just like, this doesn't feel very personal.
Where the fuck are we?
What is this? Yeah, that would have been fun. But I think it's just because German reality formats are really hard for ChatGPT, which is okay. Also, ChatGPT made Gordon Ramsay friendly because that's what ChatGPT does. Yeah. Everyone's very touchy-feely, lovey in the end, and everyone's respecting each other all the time. Also with Chewbacca just being a good sportsman, which is also canon that it's not that way, where he's like, doesn't like to lose at all. But whatever. And just rip out one of Bernd's arms or some hands or something like that and then snack on them because it's bread.
Yeah, or just like fucking smash the table or something.
Flippity table.
Yeah. Like, I'm
so the premise is really great and I kind of love it, but if it would have, there were so many ways of this. Like, I see what you wanted.
Potential.
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm at. So but what score would you give it?
Like a 6 out of 10 or like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I can
something
see
like that because I feel like it's great. Love the character combination. Also, this weird play thing happened again, but it was kind of fun actually. But yeah, I was just hoping for so much more, and I know that you wanted that, but ChatGPT just didn't freaking deliver. But yeah, no, it was really nice to read that, and I think it has a lot of potential to actually write an actual fan fiction out of that or something. I don't even know.
We'll just come up with the show that they did instead, and then bring all of these characters together. I don't know, man.
I don't even know. I think we should stop at this point. But yeah, there's so I could talk about this for hours just with all of the mistakes in there. But no, your prompt was probably great, and I want to honor that, and I could totally see this working. with a German version of ChatGPT or something.
That was it, our 2 stories for today. Thank you so much for listening.
And if you enjoyed this one, that is your chance to join a reality TV show and share it with everyone on that show. And if you didn't enjoy this one, remember that we still have more plot at home.